Welcome to your day number 9. This is our practice day. So in this day number 9 of this program, we're going to connect everything that we've learned so far into a yoga sequence. So remember, that would be our preparation poses, how we start the practice. Then we're going to follow up with Sun Salutations, 3 rounds of Sun Salutations to warm up our body. Then we're going to go through our standing pose sequence, and then we're going to practice our back bends and the spinal twist, connecting everything together into a juicy, yummy yoga sequence. As usual, you will need 1 or 2 yoga blocks. I'm sitting on one right now to help with, especially with the standing poses. So let's get started. Situate yourselves in an easy cross-legged pose, preferably sitting on a block or a bolster to elevate your hips. Roll back your shoulders, lift up your chin, bring your ears level with the shoulders, and close your eyes. Hands are located on your knees. Taking a couple of moments here to connect with our breath. Keeping the spine nice and straight. Making any adjustments that you need in your pose to elongate your spine. And now let's engage our warrior breath. Remember that constriction of the throat when you are inhaling and exhaling with your mouth closed, inhaling through the nose and out of the nose, generating that HA, that sound with your throat internally. Warming our breath, our air in the process, sending that warmth down into the lungs and into the blood, and letting the blood circulate the warmth through our body, warming our body for what's next to come. Keeping our eyes closed, breathing through the nose. Shoulders are rolling back, spine is nice and tall. Breathing, engaging our warrior breath, the Ujjayi breath. And just a few more rounds of breath. Letting the mind settle. And on the next exhalation, let's open our eyes, relieve the block or a bolster from our seat. We're going to set it aside for a moment. And we're going to come up onto standing. So remember, we're going to start with further warming up our body through a sequence of Sun Salutations. 3 rounds of Sun Salutations. I'm going to go sideways. Feel free to stay at the top of your mat. So before we go into Sun Salutations, we're going to do our mountain pose. So grounding through the entire surface of our feet. Hips are level, so find that neutral pelvic position. It may seem like it's a bit too much to hold, as your body wants to naturally curve into what it's used to, so counteract that by engaging the muscles of your pelvic region. Roll back your shoulders, hands are pointing straight forward. Lift your chin and bring your ears with the level of the shoulders. Let's take a deep inhale here and exhale out of the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose and out of the mouth. And now let's do our Sun Salutations. Inhale, reaching to the sky and then folding
hinging at the hips rather, folding forward all the way down. Inhale into flat back. Press those palms into the shins. Feel your hamstrings nice and tight. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Stepping back with our left leg, bringing that knee down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Inhale, reach to the sky. Shift a little bit forward to feel that stretch in the hip flexors. Exhale, hands go back to the floor. Tuck the toes in, stepping back into plank, lowering all the way down to the floor. Untuck the toes, baby cobra. Exhale, transitioning through tabletop into downward dog. One breath in downward dog. Step the left leg just behind your left palm. Drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale, shifting forward, feeling the stretch in our other hip flexor. Hands go to the floor in front of you, lifting through the knee and bringing the foot to meet the front. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky, connect them together, bring them to your chest and then to your sides. So this was round number 1. We're going to do round number 2 and round number 3 a little bit faster. From Tadasana, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Step back with your left leg. Drop the knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands go back to the floor. Stepping back into plank. Lowering all the way down to the floor. Inhale into baby cobra. Exhale and transition through tabletop into downward dog. Bring your left foot just behind your left arm. Drop the knee. Inhale. Exhale, hands go to the floor. Untuck the toes. Bring the back foot to meet the front. Inhale into flat back. Stretching here through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Connect them together and bring them to the sides. Round number 2 is done. Round number 3 is to follow. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping back with our right leg this time, dropping the knee to the floor. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands go back to the mat. Exhale, standing back into plank, lowering all the way down. Baby cobra, untuck the toes. Inhale. Exhale, transitioning to downward dog. Bring the right foot behind your right hand. Drop the back knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands go to the floor. Untuck the toes. Bring the back foot to meet the front. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Connect them together. And bring them to your chest and then to your sides. So that was 3 rounds of Sun Salutations, the minimum number for us to get some warmth into our body. We're going to do our standing sequences next. You're going to be standing at the front of your mat. I'm going to be standing at the front of my mat. We're going to reach our arms to the sky and we're going to open up sideways. We're going to start on the left side first. So the left foot opens up, the back 45-degree angled, hips are squaring forward, knees is bent, and we're taking our warrior 1 pose. Holding it for 3 breaths. Shoulders are nicely relaxed. And after 3 breaths, opening into warrior 2. So hips are opening sideways. The back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're still sinking through our bent knee. Pulling or reaching forward with our arms and back with our back arm. Holding it for 3 breaths. On the next breath, let's drop the elbow onto the knee and reach over our head into an extended side angle. You can have your arm straight to the top if you have any issues with your shoulder. Driving that line of energy from your fingertips all the way down into your heel along the side body. Breathing into the ribs on the side, feeling the space in between the ribs expand and grow smaller. On the next exhalation, slowly returning back into Warrior Two. Let's grab our block here, place it on the inside of the front leg. From Warrior Two, straighten the front knee, reach forward as far as you can, drop the hand down to your block, and open up into a angle or side angle. Remember, in this pose, we're actively opening through the body, feeling the stretch on the inside of our hamstring, our calf, the right hip bone is actively rotating and pushing towards the back of the room. And on the next exhalation, dropping the arm, bending the front knee, shifting back into Warrior Two, and then from Warrior Two, remember this is going to cause a bit of imbalance. We're shifting back into Warrior One and then lifting the back heel so that we can find ourselves in an Ashta Chandrasana pose or our high lunge pose. So a little bit more balancing taking place here, but once again, we are calm all the way from the top of our head, all the way into our feet. Breathing for 3 breaths. And on the next exhalation, dropping the hands to the side, simply stepping forward towards the front of our mat. Now we're going to do the other side. So reaching the hands to the sky, opening to the other side, and taking our warrior on the right side. Let's take the block and place it right next to our forward foot so that we don't have to break our sequence. Finding our warrior one. So remember, we're going to rotate the hips so that they're facing forward. Sinking a little bit deeper into that front knee. If your shoulders are giving out by now, you can have your hands on your hips or somewhere here in a cactus arm position. But we are still breathing. And on the next exhalation, opening up into Warrior Two. Making sure our knee doesn't fall inside, driving it towards the pinky of the front foot. On next exhalation, the elbow goes to the knee, and extended side angle follows. Stretching all the way from the fingertips down to our feet, feeling the stretch alongside the entire body, opening through the ribs, breathing into that space of openness. And on the next exhalation, slowly shifting back into Warrior Two. Straighten the front knee, shifting forward as far as we can, dropping the hand down to the block, adjust it to whatever the size works for you. Inhale, opening up into a side angle. On the next exhalation, releasing the block, bending the front knee, shifting back into Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, we're going to shift into warrior one just for a second, then lifting through the back heel, adjusting our stance, sinking a little bit deeper into high lunge, feeling a very nice stretch in our hip flexors on the left side. Holding this for 3 breaths. We're almost there. Relaxing through the shoulders. Fingers are spread out, bending the front knee, generating heat in our quad, holding our balance. And on the next exhale, hands go down to the side, stepping forward into a standing posture. Now this is the end of the standing poses, and what we're going to do now is we're going to transition into our back bends. The easiest way to transition into the back bends from the standing poses is, you got it, through Sun Salutations. Inhale from the standing pose or Tadasana. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, folding forward. This time we're going to step into plank and drop all the way down to the floor. And now we are ready for our locusts. So we're going to take our locusts in a warm-up style. So first we're going to place the hands down to the sides, palms are facing down, forehead into the floor, and hover the feet off the floor for 3, 2, 1, letting go. Extending the hands in front of us, palms are facing upwards, grounding through our feet. Only the arms and the shoulders and the chest and the head come up for 1, 2, and 3, letting everything go. This time, everything together comes up. So our legs and our arms. So getting ready, coming up with our arms, shoulders, and legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing. Right ear goes to the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And we're gonna do this 2 more times. Getting ready. Thumbs are facing upwards. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Left ear to the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And last time. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Good job. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's place our hands into an 11 and 1 o'clock, stretching through our feet. Remember, we want to stretch the left leg first, stretch the right, semi-engage the glutes, slight bend in the elbows, coming up into our cobra. Pressing through our pubic bone, legs are nice and long, elbows are bent, facing forward or slightly into an area just under our nose, holding this for 3 breaths. And on the next exhalation, let's release. Left ear to the floor. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And 1 more time. Coming up into cobra. If for some reason you cannot do cobra, you're welcome to do a baby cobra, or simply wait for us in a child's pose. Two more breaths. And on the next exhalation, releasing all the way back, down. Now, your lower back is probably very tense right now. So we're going to slowly shift into a child's pose and take this pose to release our lower back. So take your time here. Eventually your sit bones will come down into your heels. Create space for your torso by having your knees wide. Taking 3 breaths here. This is a good time to maybe think about the concept of introspection that I introduced in the previous class. And on the next exhalation, let's come up, come out of the child's pose, and we're going to shift by sitting on our butts. Knees are bent, and we're going to lay down on our backs. Fingers are slightly tickling our feet. Palms are pushing into the floor. We're going to do 3 static bridge poses. So inhaling for 1, exhaling for 2. Inhaling, coming up with our hips for 1. Exhaling, down with our hips for 2. Inhaling, coming up for 1. And exhaling for 2. Now we're going to do our static pose. Inhaling, shifting our hips as high as possible, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dropping back down to the floor. We're going to do one more. You're welcome to do what we just did, or have a variation where you interlock your hands behind your back. So let's come up, interlocking the hands. If you wish to, drive in the fists, the elbows and the shoulders into the ground, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing. Let everything go. Let's hug the knees into our chest, cross them at the ankles. Release the tension from the lower back. You may roll side to side on the back and forward, whatever is needed to release your lower back. And we have reached the final pose of our practice today. Well, the second second last. If we're counting Shavasana, grab a block if you need to. Let's place the block in between our knees. Hands go into a cross or T position, and shifting our knees to the right. Once the knees are comfortable, we're going to focus on our left shoulder blade. Make sure that you can ground it into the floor, and then for some additional bonus points, roll your neck to the left, holding this for 5 breaths. Checking in with the breath. Notice what's going on through your mind. This is how we practice introspection, by the way. And on the next exhalation, let's bring the knees back to the center and then drop them over to the other side. Making sure that we are grounding through the right shoulder blade this time. The neck rolls to the right for some bonus points. And holding this for 5 breaths. The breath should be nice and calm and peaceful. Feeling it through the entire body, all the way from your nostrils into the abdomen and the other way around. On the next exhalation, bringing the knees back to the center. Let's get rid of the block if you had one. Cross them at the ankles. Hug them into your chest. Roll around. And then stretch out all the way into Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable into Shavasana. Remember, under no circumstances we want to be skipping the Shavasana practice or the Shavasana pose. So completely relax through the entire body. Close your eyes. Let go of your breath if you're trying to control it in any shape and form. Think of Shavasana as a bridge through which the benefits of the yoga practice cross from the 30 or so minutes of the practice into the rest of your life. You're holding that bridge, allowing enough space and time for those benefits to cross over into your daily life. And while you're doing that, the body feels warm and heavy. You're feeling the comfortable push of the earth back into your body. Everything is softening. Your face, your facial muscles are soft. Your jaw is softened. You feel the effects of the practice in every single cell of your body, soaking in the energy propagating through the entire body, head to toe, arm to arm, leg to leg. Your breathing is free and steady. Your gaze is soft. Your mind is relaxed and calm. Like the water on a calm lake, you can see through the water all the way down into the bottom to see the deepest thoughts, desires. All the busyness of the mind is gone. All the incessant thinking has ceased. You're calm, cool, and collected. Let's wiggle our fingers and toes. Roll your ankles and your wrists. Move your neck side to side. Stretch your arms over your head, lengthen head to toe, tense every single muscle in your body. Inhale and hold. Exhale, soften and let go. Tuck your knees into your chest and slowly shift to one side of your body with our eyes closed. And then slowly shift yourself back up into a cross-legged sitting. Hands on your knees. Eyes are closed. Let's bow our chin into the chest. And seal this practice. Inhaling through the nose and large exhale, loud exhale through the mouth. Let's do this together. Inhaling and exhaling. Excellent. I hope you found this practice beneficial, calm, and relaxing. And this concludes our day number 9. And I'll see you on day number 10.